So guys, altcoins are starting to pump right now. Price action around Bitcoin is still super weak. Right now, the US markets have seen some crazy liquidations. And right now, I want to talk about exactly the sentiment in the crypto markets. Should you be buying altcoins? Should you be waiting? Are we going to be dipping more? Are altcoins about to rip up for the inauguration? Overall, I want to give you all that information. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey since the beginning of 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the day-to-day events around the crypto markets, as well as overall letting you guys know how rotations, liquidity shifts are happening, and overall how you can position yourself in the markets. Right now, we've been seeing a lot of liquidations around altcoins and the crypto markets, and right now also around the US markets. Right now, altcoins are starting to see a slight bump up, but is this a fake out? Overall, I talked about it in yesterday's video. If you don't watch yesterday's video, go watch that video. But I want to talk about exactly the price action around these assets, predictions around altcoins and Bitcoin, USDT, as well as overall how you can position yourself. Let's jump into it. So guys, like I said, the price action around Bitcoin is super weak right now, sitting at around 94,000. We are testing some specific lows we saw back in December. So a lot of people think we're going to be sweeping that, dropping below 90,000. Overall, Bitcoin dominance is starting to wake back up, sitting at around 58%. The high for Bitcoin dominance was sitting at around 61, 62%. So yeah, right now we're pretty much watching this wake up pattern, see exactly how that price action is going to be reacting. Also, USDT dominance is also shooting back up, which is breaking out of specific trend lines a lot of crypto analysts are pointing to, which could be having more squeezing potential for altcoins, guys, which is not good. Total 2 chart is showing that we're returning a lot of the gains that we had made at the end of December, moving into January. Everything is getting reversed back into the market. Right now, though, guys, the US markets have seen a ton of liquidations, breaking the S&P 500 erased $800 billion of market cap during today's session. It is now down 4.5% from its all-time high seen in December. And the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because how the markets work, how the US markets work, multiple other markets, just because how these specific events move is really going to have an effect on the crypto markets, how liquidity shifts, how investors want to position themselves. Seeing how much has been erased in the markets should let you know that more than likely there's going to be an effect, guys, on the crypto markets. There has already been an effect on it, and this is where you need to start really focusing on specific indicators and whenever liquidity starts to really get squeezed out of the markets. Justin Bennett is talking about how the price action around the S&P 500 is looking quite weak. It says first daily weekly close below 58.77 for the SPX since late October, early November. Still short the S&P 500 from 6,028 from last week, guys. And you can just see that we're still sitting below. And his point behind talking about this is whenever we are starting the new year, he talked about how exactly, Happy New Year. Are we trusting the early 2025 pump? Because this could be a problem for risk assets in Q1. And, we're really focusing on the stock markets just because it really starts to squeeze out a lot of liquidity from the crypto markets, mainly altcoins, guys. So moving into the price action around the S&P 500, Justin Bennett shared a great post that I'm sure he shared in his Discord or his private groups or whatever. He says, cheeky short on US 500, the S&P 500. Technically, this agrees with how he trades, which is mainly fake outs. Note how the weekly closed above the 6,030 area and held above it for a couple of weeks before losing it in mid-December. It's not my usual trading instrument, and shorting stocks is always a little risky, but the risk/reward is well worth it, and it meets my criteria. Keeping this small for obvious reasons. And the reason, guys, that, I think this is a really important post is he's talking about shorting the market, with the S&P 500. If we start to see more deviations, guys, in the market, more than likely the crypto markets are going to see more deviations. We're going to start to see a huge rip up for USDT dominance. People are going to try to hedge their losses. A lot of different moving parts are going to start going crazy. Benjamin Cohen has even been talking about it with the S&P 500 currently at its bull market support band. So you pretty much test, we're down from December, the all-time highs around like 4 to 6%, and we're testing this specific support band. And if we start to break down even harder, guys, liquidation liquidations in the markets are going to get very, very crazy. And I've been seeing a lot of different perspectives around previous cycles, how liquidations happen at the beginning of the year and throughout the year, how rotations and liquidity starts to shift and move. And overall, guys, this is really pointing to the fact that more than likely we could be seeing much more of a squeeze. But we have been talking about how altcoins are ripping up, and on the daily you see a few of these coins are up 3%, 4.5%. And actually this is that the 24-hour rotation already shifted over, so it's only showing 3%, 4%. But a lot of these assets like Vertical AI, Hash AI, Condex were up 7 to 10 to 14%. And I talked about this yesterday. Everyone gets paid on Fridays, guys. So a lot of people got paid. A lot of people are feeling, really hyped in the crypto markets. They're seeing a lot of assets down. They're allocating to the markets. But is this just a slight pump before another huge liquidation? This is where you got to have your own perspective on the market. Swiping everything to the side, guys, I honestly think that we're going to see more of a squeeze. I even talked about how the crypto markets were potentially going to be seeing this green in the market yesterday. If you're watching my day-to-day videos, you have an understanding of how I perceive the markets and how you can start to formulate your own perspective. But psychologically, guys, everyone got paid. It's the weekend. Assets are down. A lot of people are, trying to get ready for altcoin season if they believe in it. So people are starting to allocate to specific projects that are down, and seeing the green in the market is getting people euphoric. But next week, when the weekly opens, guys, and we have more information leading up to the inauguration, that's whenever we're going to really have an understanding of how the markets are going to be reacting, and how specific assets like Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, and overall the S&P 500, the US markets, are really going to show us how everything is going to keep moving forward. But that's currently what's taking place in the crypto markets, guys. Altcoins are slightly pumping right now. Specific indicators around Bitcoin dominance and USDT aren't looking too well. The S&P 500 is testing a specific period, guys, from its all-time highs back in December, its support zone. And if we deviate lower, altcoins can feel the pain. And I want you to be ready for that. Anticipate a huge dip if it happens. We could be seeing some invalidation. We rip back up after the inauguration. It would be great. Hopefully. Well, we honestly do not know. But even then, there still might be some huge dumps before the huge rip. But I want to run back through everything super quickly, guys, give you a quick synopsis of what's going on, and then I'm gonna let you guys know what I am currently doing and what I'm waiting for. Overall, guys, let's jump back into it. So Bitcoin is currently trading at 94,000, testing its lows back in December. More than likely, we're going to be sweeping these specific lows and more than likely deviating below 90,000. That's my prediction. Bitcoin dominance is starting to wick back up, which is pointing to the fact that crypto investors are slowly allocating more towards Bitcoin. The sentiment around Bitcoin is starting to shift back up as opposed to altcoins. So we're starting to see these assets like USDT dominance as well start to wick back up. The S&P 500 isn't looking too well today. We erased around $800 billion of market cap. Justin Bennett talks about how the weak price action around the S&P 500 could potentially be showing even more deviations. But this is all theory until it is proven. But based off of the track record of Justin Bennett and kind of how I've been following specific things, he's not always correct. But based off of this price analysis, guys, and fundamentals, it's pointing to the fact that we could be seeing much more of a squeeze. Benjamin Cohen also validates this, talking about how currently the S&P 500 is at its bull market support band. So we really need to see exactly what's going to be happening with the S&P 500 opening next week, and exactly what's going to be happening for the markets. Altcoins, guys, I've been seeing a lot of different sentiment around altcoins. People think that we're in a point where it's a bear trap, where everyone is getting squeezed. I honestly think that is where we're at too as well. People are talking about how, with the ETH and Bitcoin chart, there's specific points that we're really waiting for to initiate altcoin season. But at the end of the day, until we hit these validation points, none of it is going to happen. We got to wait until these assets actually start to get the liquidity that they need. People have all different types of perspective around altcoins. And right now, everything is pumping up on the 24-hour. But like how I said, this is a psychological thing. People got paid. Markets are down. People are allocating to the markets. Buddies are telling their other buddies, sentiment around crypto is shooting up. So there's a lot of different moving parts, but understand how liquidity moves in the market, guys. There could be another huge squeeze. We've already been seeing the squeeze, and based off of the price action with the S&P 500, we could be seeing even more deviations. But wiping everything to the side, guys, what am I currently doing with all the sentiment taking place in the crypto markets? I'm currently waiting. A lot of people are starting to dollar cost average into the market. especially seeing the green. A lot of people might feel like we're already starting to, pump back up, especially nearing the inauguration. You got to come to your own perspective. I want to wait until the weekly opens happens. A weekly open happens for the markets on Monday. I want to see exactly how the markets are going to react. We have a few events happening around the US that are going to be vital around the economy, exactly how the specific moving parts are moving into the inauguration, and then overall just how altcoin investors feel. Altcoin investors are like day and night, guys. One day they feel like they're on top of the world, the next day they feel like the end of the world. So this is why it's really important to keep up with the day-to-day events. I kind of predicted this crash happening. I'm gonna show the video again because I made the video like a week before the crash actually happened. But overall, keeping up with the day-to-day events is super key in order to understand how sentiment shifts in the market and how you can position yourself for success. But overall, guys, that's currently what's taking place in the crypto markets. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey since the beginning of 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the day-to-day events around the crypto markets, as well as specific indicators around Bitcoin, altcoins, and how you can navigate the space. Also, specific things like the S&P 500, keeping up with economic events, how liquidity moves overall in the world is really going to let you know exactly also what's happening in the crypto markets. I think I have an edge on a lot of people because I not only keep up with the crypto markets, but I also keep up with, how the economy is working, how other countries' economy is working, how a lot of moving parts, industries, all these different moving parts, guys. It really gives you a strong understanding as to what's potentially going to be happening in the next few months. But overall, with all that being said, drop me a comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think of my content. Overall, we're getting closer to getting monetized. Really pumped about that. Really pumped about creating a community, guys. Let me know what you guys think of my content and my perspective on the space. I also want to hear what you guys think is going to be happening for altcoins. Do you think we're going to be ripping up, or do you think we're going to be dumping? And also, what altcoins do you currently hold? Really curious to see what you guys have. But overall, guys, stay tuned. I drop daily content every day, so hopefully I see you tomorrow. But other than that, catch you then. Peace.